Okay, and I've got that microphone on. Welcome everyone, and glad to have you on board. Happy Saturday, September 16th of 2023. And thank you, Piggy, for the Yo Dr. Fox, hear you. Awesome. And thank you, Hermione and Tanto, saying microphone is on. And Henry has turned his hearing aid up too. Something like that. Oh, good thing that I'm here. Everybody can hear me. And thanks, Mars and Mummy of Hamster saying welcome to the show, Uncle Doc. Yeah, I'd love to watch the show sometime there, Mummy of Hamsters, but you know, I'm always busy when that show is on. I don't know why. And Sue hears me too. Check the date on your screen and title. Hey, how come that got to the 11th? What did you do? How'd you do that? It says 16th on the in the description. How did that happen? All right, 16. We'll fix it. I saved it. You'll have to refresh to see that save. All right, we already got that, Mars. 5 lines ago. All right, it's already fixed. It's already done. No worries. Anyway, got headphones on. Awesome. Sounds good. Excellent, Piggy. And hopefully the headphones will keep everyone from being disturbed. Anyway. So yeah, before we get into saying hi to everyone, we're just going to mention apparently about 4 hours from this point in time, the USGS stream went down and they haven't restarted it yet. The volcano, of course, was still doing only one inward. Oh, and then what do you need headphones for? Anyway, yeah, so basically the stream went down. They haven't restarted it. The volcano was still doing its thing at the time, so no, it hasn't quit yet. That's why they didn't didn't shut it off because of that. I'm assuming it is a technical difficulty. To fall asleep, noodle poodle, DrFox2000 oodle. Okay, and wow, that's a big one, Colin. What happened? 7.2? Who had the 7.2? We got to take a look and see where that is. I got to find out what 7.2 where. No, audio. Oh, you're 7.2 on the Richter scale. King Colin, are you sitting on the big bass subwoofer? Don't be doing that. That'll hurt you. If you got that 7.2 cranking away there. Awesome. Anyway, I was just looking at the earthquakes. I don't see. I got the 2. Nope. Audio. Okay. Nice stereo, Colin. Okay, there we go. So that's what he's talking about. And here I thought there was like a 7.2 quake somewhere I missed. That would be horrible. Who's feeding a poppet, Piggy? No, Kermit is feeding a poppet and looking after all of those guys. And Thistle and Lena and the rest of them. So hopefully everything is good at home. Piggy, do they have you on special pig ward? Oh, the pig ward. Oh boy, that is pretty bad. All right, let's get rid of that big banner. We don't need that in there. Oop, and the little banner, the big one there. So this footage, of course, was from earlier, and this was about 4 hours before it kind of quit doing its thing. That's why we're leaving it on that canned lava for right now. And that's kind of what it was. So not much I can do. We can take a peek at the other ones. I'm going to actually stop that. Just going to double check USGS right now, see if they've got their live going again. And no, they do not. So we can see that on the screen, and it's unfortunate, but no live right now, and that just goes back to there. Anyway, yep, nothing happening. So it's unfortunate that that went down, but we'll see, and hopefully they'll get it going again. Quick look at some of the other shots here before we get into everything else. Wanted to show you that one. That, of course, was from last night at 3:01 Hawaii time. That's what the still camera picked up. I thought that was kind of a neat shot. It all bright over there on the eastern side, past Halemaumau crater onto Kilauea's firm turf land, and we see brighter areas over here. Kind of makes me wonder if that is finally flowing into the lower area. Going to refresh that one real quick. I don't know if that's going to show us anything different. And that is the shot right now. No, looks like we've got smoke in the old lava pond here in the west, and looks like that area where we've seen those glowing things, that is the old west vent. Still don't see any lava in the drop down here in the southwest corner, and of course we do see the buildup of lava over here on the eastern side, going from Halemaumau right into Kilauea's layers there. Next one was this nice shot. Well, we can get rid of that little thing here for now. And that was kind of a neat little shot. There we go. And that was from 3:08 a.m. and I thought that was kind of nice looking. This is the B1 camera, of course. Dr. Fox, the link in the bunny chat seems to be the replay. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to fix that then, and let me see what I can come up with. Oh, hang on, the replay. Well, you might be looking. Oh, hang on, let me see if what's going on here, if I can fix that real quick. Let's see. Live replay. No, I want a real thing. Oh, there it is. It didn't refresh properly and it gave me the wrong link. Darn it. Let's fix that. I copy that and we'll do that again. And we'll try to fix it. Oh boy. I always hate having to fix things. And as of late, it seems to be a lot of it. VolcanoX and live stream. And of course I spelled a stream wrong with my clumsy fingers. It must have been that darn haircut I got. Alright, we're gonna fix that right now, and hopefully that'll get some more people in here. If we have the right thing in there, that might work. Okay, anyway, a nice shot. Let's refresh that one, see what it looks like right now. And there you go. Very little smoke actually coming from the area. Seems to be quite what I refer to as simmered down. And that is our primary area there. Unfortunately, we're not seeing any lava spatter in this particular shot. So let's leave that be. Quick look at the thermal. We did see that on the thermal. We still had... this one was from 9:36 a.m. their time. I think that's about right. And we can maybe redo one. We'll redo it right away here, refresh. But I just wanted to look. We see still a little bit of a flow there. And when we look down on the bottom area down here, there's right there's our old west lava pond. We do see that lava actually progressing far enough over that it's just about going down into that corner in the southwest. So that hasn't happened yet. Let's refresh that one. And this is about an hour later, and it really hasn't progressed that much down on the bottom here. We do see a little bit more of a finger out there, but maybe a little bit more flow in that area. Of course, Mother Nature is going to try to bring everything to an equal level or equilibrium. So we'll see what happens. Hey, wow, Piggy throws in a wonderful super chat. Thank you, Dr. Fox. 2000 night hugs all. Good night, Piggy, and get some sleep, please, and rest well. And we're sending good healing vibes to you. So thank you very kindly, and really do get some rest, please. Good night, Piggy, and thanks for the super chat. Okay, so yeah, looking at what we've got, not a heck of a lot going on there. And of course, we're going to leave that canned lava be there for right now. We'll look at that when we get back to it. Anyway, we'll say hi to our moderators, and Arizona Snowman is here, and of course Piggy was here. She's going to go to sleep, so good night to Piggy. Sue is also on board. Welcome, Sue. Good to have you here. As well as sometimes we have Yvonne Kunkel, who is actually there in Iceland doing her thing. She was over at the IMO doing stuff there. That's the Icelandic Meteorological Organization, or whatever they call it. Anyway, that's where they were today. Eating hot dogs? No, she wasn't eating hot dogs. She was working on stuff. But that could be. They're trying to bribe the lava workers with beer. So we may end up seeing something happening. And we'll see. Anyway, also, so that's Yvonne. And we also have Siggy and CND Boy and 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, Gary, as well as Lucas Snow, Joseph Fields, Texas, and Mona Lisa Smiles. And all of the above, or none. Some may be in, some may not be, and we'll see what happens. We do have Sue in here right now, and Piggy, of course, has still got her headphones on, listening to my soliloquy of verbiage to get some sleep as I make her fall asleep. Anyway, let's leave this be. Let's go over to Iceland. And of course, I'm trying to find it. Things are always a little bit of a mystery here when we had to reboot, and it's like, where the heck did everything go? It's a learning curve all over again, and over and over and over. Anyway, I was telling Yvonne that I was hoping she didn't have to go out to the site today. This is the shot right there. That is Rebby. Isn't that beautiful? And there's Kayleer. Oh wait, you can't see it. Let's back up a little bit. Let's go back 4 hours and see how nice it was then. This is 4 hours ago. That's a lovely day. Let's go back to the 7 hour ago. 7 hours? Yeah, there's 7 hours ago. I don't think you wanted to be there. And let's go back to, let's see, how far can we go back? Just about 11 hours ago. There it is. There's Rebby. And you can see how miserable the weather is. So I definitely don't want to be out there. And it was a kind of hit and miss. It was a really, really stormy earlier when I was watching it in the wee hours there. So anyway, that is what it looks like right now. Not a nice day in Iceland if you're a tourist or a duck or anything else. Let's put that one back on live. We'll make it small. Don't even need to look at the other one. I doubt that we're going to have any visibility on this one from Thorbjörn, and I don't think we're going to see anything at all. No. A little bit out in the front. That's it. So we'll leave that one be. And that is kind of the way the weather is there sometimes. And of course, Iceland is Iceland. Let's put that one back on live. This is our wonderful city of Reykjavik. And yep, looking like still pretty cloudy, gloomy, and rainy there. Kind of normal. If we go back, let's go back 6 hours, and that is what it looked like 6 hours ago. Lots of rain, and I couldn't see very far at all. This shot, of course, coming from the Perlin Center there in Reykjavik, the capital city. So pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, their day wasn't all that great. This was, what was it, at 9:10 a.m. and so it wasn't that bad in the morning, but still a yucky day all the way through for our wonderful people from Iceland. Gonna make that one smaller. Let's go to the next shot here. And again, I'm not expecting much because of the inclement weather. And if we go back about 7.5 hours, there is Katla. No, there's clouds. Sorry, that's not Katla, that's clouds. And if we go back even further, I think the best view is about that from today. And that means we don't even get to see the edges of the ice mountains. Anyway, that's Katla, unfortunately clouded out. Let's leave that as what it is. The other side of Katla is this one. And I'm going to go back 12 hours and see if we can spot it here anywhere. I think that one might be just as bad. They decided to give us commercials. Let's leave that one be. We'll get back to it. This one here is, of course, up looking at Askja up in this area. So pretty cool to see that snow has melted a bunch more. This is a live shot. If we go back, let's go back about 5 hours roughly, somewhere about there, just to see what it looked like. Yep, very low hanging clouds, and that's one thing I did notice when I was there. It was, well, I wasn't here, but over at the peninsula, it was definitely very low clouds all the time. Anyway, that's kind of what it was looking like there at Askja. Not bad. If we go back a little bit more to the weir hours, and you see a little bit more snow and not so heavy a cloud up in the sky, but still not a bad visibility shot. So we'll leave that one be. Let's go back to the other one that we were trying to look at. Skip those ads. I'm surprised they were still there. And yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to see anything there anyway. My efforts are futile. Resistance is futile. No? Yeah, raindrops on the screen. Not going to help us any. Let's leave that be. Going to make that one smaller. Got to double check, make sure they're all little again so we don't have any issues, and I'll leave it on the right one. And next place we're going to go over to is our harmonic tremor charts and see what we got cooking there. And I'm refreshing it as we speak. Look at this. What a nice uptick in activity on our magmatic line. I like where it went. Look at what's going on here. Our seismicity is also up, and it dropped off a little bit. But our tectonic also shot up, way up, and dropped back down, and is now rebounding. So we are seeing something going on there. Yvonne Kunkel is here. Welcome, Yvonne. Yvonne, help me out. What do we have happening here with the chart? Is this when you stop giving them beer? At about 2 o'clock. I hope they got more beer. That would have been really nice. Yeah. I think we see the seismicity dropping here at about 2-ish. Is that when you guys stop giving them lava workers beer? That's what I'm wondering about, because we've seen the uptick in the magmatic here. I'm hoping that we're going to see more activity. Let's take a look at the other ones. I think they drank it all by now. Yeah. All right. Well, if they drank it all, hopefully we'll get an eruption soon. And we want the correct eruption. Looking at our Krusovik chart, we see it dropped a little bit, but also had a massive increase in our magmatic, as well as our seismicity, as well as our tectonic movement. So what do we got going on there? Is that tectonic movement, or is that a magma intrusion? And I'm almost wanting to I'm hoping for magma intrusion, but I'm almost thinking that we are likely seeing some tectonic movement. Anyway, here's the Grindavik chart, very similar. We do see a very large rise in magmatic, seismic, and tectonic action, and not quite as bad as what we've seen at Krusevik. So Krusevik to the northeast of Frankenfjall, and of course Grindavik to the southwest. And the ODF chart, of course, replaces the other one. They're trying to break through Ragnar, Flow, and Kalir. They're drunk. Boy. I hope they get Ragnar first, though. That would be the one I want to see get going. Anyway, let's scroll up a little bit. Let's actually stop at Grimsey. Grimsey also had that same uptick, and very interesting in activity. Mind you, it was quite low from where we've seen it. So I'm having a tendency to believe that since we're seeing the uptick both on the north end of the island as well as the southwest, that and this is likely just some tectonic movement. So yeah, plates shifting. Unfortunately, I know that's bad news. That's not what everybody wants to hear. They want to hear eruptions. So we're working on it. Anyway, and here's Askja, of course, stuck in the middle, kind of steady as she goes with its magmatic, but our seismicity is all over the place. I'm not sure what it's doing, and our tectonic had dropped off a bunch here. So very interesting, very, very interesting. Anyway, I'm going to put you back on the canned lava. It is time for me to take a break, ladies and gentlemen, so I will do that. And after the break, we'll come back with more stuff, other volcanoes, maybe earthquakes. How about Icelandic earthquakes? That'll work. All right, keep smiling, play nice in the lava, and we'll definitely be... Tanto is now infected. She's saying, I'll be back. All right, I'm going for the break. Hit the like button. I'll be back. And there we go. That microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Hermione and Fluffy, and from Kathy. Aloha. And thanks Chanto and Henry and Alba Girl and Mars 2028 and Yvonne Kunkel, as well as King Colin and Ariane 6. And I never did say hi to everyone in here, so I'm going to do that now. How about that? Before we go on to the earthquakes, let's see how many people we got in here. 31. So, of course, we already said hi to Kathy. We got Billy Bob Joe in here. And I hear you, Dr. Fox. Oh, no. She switched it around. Hi, Dr. Fox 2000. I hear you. From Sharon Stewart. And thank you. Also, welcome to Kevin Haynes and Ariane, as well as Hermione and Fluffy and King Colin and Mars 2028. And did I say Alba Girl already? Henry is here. Tanto on board. Sharon, we got. Yep. And still scrolling up, seeing who else. Layla is in the house. Welcome, Layla. We got Sharon Stewart already. Alba Girl, yeah, we got. Tanto, we got. Alright, Mars, we got. I'm still going up here. A lot of these are repeats. These guys are all chatting for some reason. Oh, hang on, it's a chat. It's supposed to be that way. Darn it. Anyway, Oh Mummy of Hamsters also here. Who else? A Sleepy Dormouse. Let's not forget you. And let's see, who else we got in here? A Non-Stick Nick also on board. Brian Perfectability 999 is also here. And who else we got? Still scrolling up, looking for other wonderful names that I didn't call out yet. We got Brian. Alright, who else we got in here? Grandma B is here. Welcome, Grandma B. And Billy Bob Joe we got. Alright, Alba Girl we got. Alright, and they're all chatting. Lots of chat going on. Lots of repeated chat, which is all good. I don't mind people chatting. That's what it's all about. Still going up the list here, looking to see if I can spot someone else. We got the King. Alright. Who else is in here that I didn't say hi to? Anyway, I'll go back down to the bottom if I didn't say hi to you. Adele 51 is here. There we go. That's right at the very top of my box there. And if I didn't say hi to you, please speak up. Say, hey, you didn't say hi to me. The Reborn is here as well. Welcome. And all right, I'm glad you can hear me as well. Okay, so let's leave that be. Let's go back over to Iceland, and we'll take a look at some of the earthquakes that we've had there. And let's see, what do we got? 70 quakes in the last 24 hours. I got to get on the right screen here. There we go. And just zooming out, looking on both ends here, seeing the two way up top there is the highest, nothing down on the Reykjanes Ridge. We'll we'll start out up top here. We'll run through these. 2.0, 5.5 kilometers down, 6 minutes after 1300. 2.06, 9.5 kilometers down, 1:47 a.m. And then we've got a 1.6, 8 kilometers down, 1306. The other one is a 1.9, a 1.49, 7.9 kilometers down at 11:17. Then we got a 1.6, 6.1 clicks down, 8 minutes after 1400 or 2 p.m. Iceland time. 9:51 a.m. a 1.1, that's a 1.1 kilometers down. A 1.7, 7 kilometers down from 2037. 1.22 and a 10.1 kilometer down from 2:51 a.m. 0.7, 10.9 kilometers down from 12 minutes after 2 a.m. Yesterday's 23:16, a 0.8 and 4.9 kilometers down for him. And down here, 0.4, 2 kilometers down, 4:30 this morning. Sliding down a little bit more, we see this guy, and it's a 0 at 2.1 kilometers down at 10:57. And looking at over right around here, the bright, a bunch of little quakes. Let's grab these. 0.5, 4.9 clicks down from 309. At 7:22, we have a 0.6, 9.4 kilometers down. A 0.4 from 3.2 kilometers down at 1901. A 1.38, 7 kilometers down from, 1104. And we had at 1044, a 1.25, 4.8 kilometers down, and a 0.38, 6.3 clicks down from 1105 there as well. We got both of these, right? 1104 for the 1.38 and 1.25. Yeah, we did. Okay, and that is at the northern side of Herdebreit. On the south side, 9.1 kilometers down for a 0 from 1855. Going to Askja here. This is Askja. There's two small quakes. A 0.6, 2.5 kilometers down. Yesterday's from 2336. And the other one is a 0.99, almost a 1, 4.1 kilometers down from 15 minutes after 5 a.m. today. Sliding down a bit more, let's grab this 4.4 kilometers down, 2205. And then we'll grab what's in the Bardabunga region. We had a 2.08, and that is 3 kilometers down, 9 minutes after midnight. The other one is a 0.5, 1.1 kilometers down from 2:24 a.m. Then a 0.5, 16.8 clicks down, 7:08, and a 1.44, 11.8 kilometers down from 7:09 this morning. 7:09 we had another 0.9, 24.1 kilometers down. That's quite a distance. And this one is a 1.4, 519 meters down, and that is from 1146. This one, 1.3, 600 meters down, and that is from 1928. Next one is a 0.9, 1.1 kilometer down from 110 this morning, then a 1.88. 1.49 kilometers down, and that is from 303 this morning. 0.9, 5.2 clicks down from 109, and a 0, 5 kilometers down from 218. 0.5 from 1.8 kilometers down at 109. A 0 over here, 600 meters down from 7:10 a.m. I'm working our way down, 0.4, 5 kilometers down from 155, and a 0.7, 1.1 kilometers down from 109 a.m. And there's a 2 stacked up here. We got a 1.2, 1.1 kilometer down from 1820. The other one is a 0.6, 1.1 kilometer down from 1751. And let's go grab this guy. He's all alone. A 0.5, 5.2 kilometers down, 912. And let's take a look here at Katla. Some 3 quakes, 1.47, 135 meters down, likely ice movement, 4:06 a.m. Next one from 10:13, a 0.2, 2.3 kilometers down, and a 1.3, 5.1 kilometers down from 1824. Over here at Hekla, it's right at Hekla, from 1806, 0.52, and again, surface quake, 135 meters down, so not very deep. We'll grab this, a 0.1 here, 6.5 kilometers down, at 2314. And this one is 4:25 a.m., a 0.3, 5.6 kilometers down. Next ones will go from the top to the bottom. 0.3, 5.2 clicks down from 1459, then a 0.1, 5.2 clicks down. Yesterday's 23:16. 1.9, 4 kilometers down, 1459. A 0.6, 5.6 kilometers down, 2201. A 0.8, 3.6 kilometers down, 2204. Then we've got a 1.1, 9 kilometers down, 2034. A 0.8, 4.7 kilometers down from 2139. Another 0.6, 5.8 kilometers down, 2141. Then a 1.1 from 1610 at 3.9 kilometers down. And we got a 0.4, 5.2 kilometers down from 1718. And a 1.31, 4 kilometers down from 138. And next one is this one from 1720, a 0.5. That's a 5.2 clicks down. A little further south, we are seeing a 1.1 kilometer down from 1854. So that is that. We got that one already. Let's grab these real quick. 0.8 and 4.8 kilometers down, 917 is the time on that. This one fairly close to Reykjavik. 0.6 and 5.1 clicks down right at 12 noon. This one is from 2020. 0.1, 1 kilometer down, and next is a 0.5, 6.4 kilometers down from 2011, and a 0.4, 8.3 kilometers down from 42 minutes after 8 a.m. And of course, this is our Fragile outline right in here, and it actually extends into the water, but that's okay. This guy being at the very top and slightly outside of it, 1.24, and that is 2.8 kilometers down from 1041. Down on the bottom here, we've got 0.91 and 5.5 kilometers down from 301. So what happened to all that swarming we had yesterday? Where did it all go? Oh, I want more quakes. 0.43, 4.8 kilometers down from 4:02 a.m. And this one kind of halfway between Grindavik and the Blue Lagoon, 5:04 this morning, a 0.88, 4.2 kilometers down for him. And not too far away from the lighthouse or the Rakens area anyway, 0.6 and 3.8 kilometers down from 2009 for him. And the last one on the list, from 1:10 a.m. We have a 0.46 in magnitude and 5.4 kilometers down for that guy. So that's your quakes in Iceland. We did get a new one here, a 1.7 kilometers down, and that is from 2037. Okay, and that's, I think, it for quakes. Hopefully, and really doesn't show us a heck of a lot, but hey, it is what it is. You know, I wish we had better views of that. It'll be nice, but let's, I do want to bring something else up here for a second. And I just wanted to kind of see where our storm is, and everything froze on me. Okay, Ventusky not loading. Okay, it did load now. All right, and that's good. I wanted to kind of show you where Lee is sitting just before we can go to the break. And there is the location of Lee. So it is sitting at the south end of Nova Scotia, with the eye having made landfall. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing. There you can see it from the satellite image. There's Halifax, Cole Harbour, just over here where the fax part is of Halifax. And there's where Lee is, so hopefully Sue will be okay. And yeah, this area here is where I think they're going to get hit the most. And also I think, well, let's take a look at what the radar kind of indicates, where majority of the bad stuff is. So looks like most of it is actually inland a little bit more, or way out on the edges. I don't know how much rain Sue is getting, but it looks like it's very windy, but not so much rain right now. I don't know. Is it raining there, Sue? That would be pretty nasty. Looks like the rain is up in Maine and New Brunswick for the most part, and of course away out here in the ocean, and maybe even the St. Lawrence Seaway being affected by it. And there's the other storm. It's sitting out here not doing anything. So that's kind of what we got going on there. Figured we'd peek at those, and then of course here's the other system that is going to make Iceland's weather yucky for the next few days. And of course I had to ask, there will be another eruption, we just don't know when. Yvonne, if only you had a crystal ball. Here's the weather that's sitting in between Greenland and Iceland. And of course that is going to move this way. And yeah, you know, you're going to be wet for a while there. I hope you brought your duck suit there, Yvonne Kunkel. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is a break time. I'm going to put you back on our wonderful canned lava. And we will go take a look at bacon seeds when we come back from the break. In the meantime, I'll let you enjoy that. So that is all cool. For those good people who have not yet hit that like button, here's your perfect opportunity. It is free. We don't charge anything for anyone hitting the like button. Matter of fact, we'll give you a pat on the back if you do. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Keep smiling and play nice in the lava. And no poking sticks into Helima Umau. All right? I'll be back. that microphone is back on. Close? What was close? Thank you for the welcome backs from Sasha and Tanto and Alba Girl and King Colin, as well as Kevin Haynes and Mars 2028. Appreciate that. Where'd Sue go? She's usually in there. I guess she's not. Okay, where'd Sharon Stewart go? Is she doing groceries or laundry or something? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna get to our bacon seeds. 'Tis that time. Let's pause our lovely lava, and we will get over to those nice bacon seeds. Thank you, Sue. And yep, seeds time. This one, of course, was the last one from yesterday. And Piggy sent in a bunch today, but she, I think she sent about 9 of them or so, and I did have this first one here, so I figured I'd throw that in. Anyway, that is an awesome looking little guy, and he's trying to sing, and that is nice. So that's our first bacon seed, Purdy, and yeah, he's a fuzzy. There she is. Ooh, Piggy, thanks. You are good. You are feeling better. Yep, she did send these seeds in. Although I'm wondering about her eyesight. I don't think that's a real pig. I think that one is one of those statues. Looks good though. I like it. It is. That one is a porcelain kind or ceramic. Yeah, and you'd never have to feed it. Looks like a cow. Yeah, with a heart on it yet at that. So pretty awesome. Anyway, let's get to the next one. A counterfeit bacon seed. Hey, yeah, that's what we can call it. A porcelain pig sounds better. No, Sharon, it's a counterfeit bacon seed. This one isn't though. I think this guy's very, very real, and he's got a beautiful smile on his face, and thank you for that one, Piggy, and that is absolutely wonderful. All right, next we will get to, and there we go, and these two, somebody is looking, going, are we okay to play? Anyway, they're having some fun on the bed, I think. Or, hang on, they're on a chair at the dinner table. Oh, they're dressed for dinner. All right. Now let's, that's a legit bacon seed. There we go. And we'll go, yep, they're celebrating something. They got the fine cutlery or fine dishes out. We'll go to the next one. This one enjoying a little bit of a beach time, I think. Looking at it, and pretty nice. I think we might have seen that one before, but that's okay. And these two are definitely getting some sun tanning time in, having their shades on, and I'm wondering if they're using the right level of sunblock. I think it needs to be somewhere up around sunblock 2000 now. Anyway, let's get to the next bacon seed, and that is this little guy, and stuck in a basket, a very, very young little bacon seed, and that is absolutely gorgeous. And seeing the little one, he needs to get his snout to grow, but he has got a smile on his face, so all good. Next bacon seed, we got 3 or 4 of them in a pile here. And of course, one kind of sitting on top of 2 other ones, and squishing the little brown colored one on the bottom. But that's okay. They'll be all right. They don't mind a little close encounter, I guess, is what we call it. I need a sunblock 12 million at, okay, yeah. And that's about what you need nowadays. Let's go to our next bacon seed, and that is this guy, and he's looking up at the camera, smiling, saying, give me a treat, give me a treat. I'm doing the smile, give me a treat. If I smile, you will give me a treat. All right, one last bacon seed, Last one, here we go. Treat or bop? Yep, I'm hungry, a smiley. There is our last one, and that one's sticking its bopper up as well, saying, give me a treat, give me a treat. And that's what they run around and do. Anyway, that's our last bacon seed for today. Thank you, Piggy, for sending those wonderful bacon seeds in. They were awesome, and that is very nice of you to be able to do that. And I hope that things are improving for you there. And this is a good sign. So, all good. Thank you, Piggy. Bopping of the sky. Possibly. Anyway, we had a look at our wonderful bacon seeds. We also had a look at what's going on there in Hawaii, and actually not quite done with Hawaii. So let's go take a look at. We have a volcano report for Hawaii for today as well. We wanted to see what that said. And what's it say here? The Kilauea volcano update. Emissions of incandescent of fluid lava by fountaining and lava flows continue. So that is kind of somebody flipped that picture around backwards. That is a backwards picture. Why do you do that? Anyway. It says the effusive eruption continues at Halemaumau crater, which is only part of the situation. The other part is actually Kilauea. The spatter ramparts consist of several cinder cones continuing to construct themselves by the east-west orientation chain of vents by vigorous fountaining, and we know that has calmed down, generating incandescent lava spatter and emissions of fluid lava. The height of the spatter cones has reached about 20-meter pile on the south downwind side of the vents. Okay, eruptive fissure is arranged in a 750-meter or 0.5 of a mile along east-west trending line. And then they go on here, lava fountains not surpass the height of more than 10 meters. In other words, yep, nowhere near what it is. And the lava lake has increased by 9 meters or 30 feet since it started. So 30 feet of lava. SO2, what's it say here? Satellite-based measurements of SO2 concentrations in the atmosphere measured 20,000 tons on September 13th. Now that's already 3 days ago, so we've had a lot of change there. So that could be something to consider. But I'm kind of not happy that they flipped that photo around, but hey, it is what it is, and that is the way it is. They could have used the other one, other way around it, and just said, hey, that's from them. Maybe they snuck it from someone else. Photo by Martin or report by Martin. I have no idea, but anyway, that is that one. The other one we wanted to talk about real quick was Shasheldon. And there it is, Shasheldon volcano, Aleutian Islands, Alaska. Heavy ash emissions accompanied the 11th paroxysm episode yesterday. So the 11th one, huh? All right, abundant black ash emissions from Shasheldon volcano during the paroxysm episode yesterday. Interesting, and that was on the 15th. And of course, here is what we've seen as far as the seismic graph. We've seen it level right out, and of course, it came right back up. So, a matter of fact, it came higher than it was from before. So, definitely some eruptive activity going on there, and nice to see that. The rise again of the material there. Quick look here. The new 11th intense paroxysmal eruptive period is, or in a row, took place at the volcano yesterday. The activity followed a usual several hour long lasting a strong seismic tremor, typical precursor of a rapid magma flux toward the summit at 17:10 local time yesterday. It culminated in constant dense ash emissions spewing tephra up to 40,000 feet or 12 kilometers elevation to the east of the volcano. National Weather Service reported that the ash column was accompanied by a volcanic lightning, suggesting ash-rich fine atmosphere, fine emissions in the plume. The other thing it'll also give us is some moisture in that plume as well. That's usually something else that accompanies it, and of course vigorous speed. So-called dirty thunderstorms form when ash is to be erupted begins as electrostatically neutral rock fragments. Heat and motion of the fragmented material within the volcano's edifice is among the first source of particle change, and the other fundamental phenomena is being charged as a friction. Yeah, well, that's where most of it comes from, and that is the very fast, rapid eruption speed, and that is usually how it works. In order to create a volcanic lightning, a natural charged ash particles must come in contact with another object of different charge qualities. So yeah, basically the bits are rubbing together as they get ejected at a very high speed. Mars 2028, thank you for that wonderful $2 super chart there. 28, I'm going to put that down in here just so I have a record of it. Awesome, thank you. Did someone order tephra treats? Yeah. We're hoping. Anyway, that's what we've got going on there right now, so that is pretty cool and awesome. Next place, we'll get rid of these reports. We already looked at the earthquakes. Let's go over to our next place of fun and joy. That doesn't look right. That should be at this one. It switched it on me again. Why does it keep doing that? I don't get it. It switches the scenes on me. I hate that. I really do. Yeah. Let's go over here, and we'll probably have to redo this. If we go back a little bit, we get commercials no matter what. What about the other one? We'll start here then. Nice color, volcano gray. This is a Fuego in Central America. It's in Guatemala. Isn't that a lovely volcano? Let's see if we can find it. I found it about 6 hours ago. There was visibility and pluming happening at 9:25 a.m. And if we go back a little bit more, we see some heavier plumes, 8:35 as well. You can see it continue to come out while it's already put out a lot of that ash and tephra and other particles there. So pretty cool, and nice to see a little bit of an eruption there. There was a few others. Let's see if we can spot this one here. And there it is at 7:30 this morning. You can see how that plume is starting to work its way up into the atmosphere, and now I'm advancing it 5 seconds at a time. So these aren't as quick as they used to be, but they are continuing to produce a lot of gaseous material that's got ash, etc. in it because of that dark gray. It's pretty self-evident there. So that, of course, continued on and did its thing. And we had more of those episodes earlier as well. This one at 7:04, so definitely been busy again. Here's a one from 6:06 a.m., a little bit more vigorous. You see a little bit more material sloughing off down the hill here, as that ash is fairly heavy and it won't stay airborne for very long if it gets out of the push of the plume. So pretty awesome. And if we go into the night, there's a little puffs coming out of there. We didn't see much of a glow, and unfortunately where we did start seeing glow, the clouds, it had just basically come out of the clouds. So we do see that there is active lava in there, and I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, that is our wonderful Fuego. Yeah, the clouds kind of changed a little bit, but they're still big and puffy. We won't be able to see it. We'll make that one smaller. Go over to this guy. That should be fixed up now. That is Popocatépetl in Mexico, central Mexico region, about 70 kilometers south of Mexico City. And if we go back a little bit, we'll try to spot it and see what we could see coming out of the volcano. Not much in that shot. Let's see if we can go a little bit further here. And what about right there? Well, we can see a plume coming out of it there, but we also see a lot of other cloud around it. Unfortunately, not good. And now let's go back a little bit more. There we can see a little bit more, and it looks like it's creating some rain with that cloud, or is that just another cloud? But we do have quite a bit of SO2 coming out of there, or sorry, gaseous emissions of sorts coming out, and it does appear to be raining over here, so that may wash out any SO2 that's in there. If we go back a little bit more, right around here, we did have more cloud in there, but it was still doing its thing. 8:08 this morning, or 8 o'clock. And if we go back here, we get almost the golden times, and that's 6:10 a.m. Definitely still off gassing. So, and even at nighttime, still doing a bang up job. Of course, it's glowing from the lava in the top of the caldera. You can see it all get lit up. That's 5:32 a.m. there. And let's go back a little bit more, right about there. That's about as far back as we can go. Prior to that, it was completely cloudy. This is a 4:54, and that's what we were seeing. That's actually not a bad shot, but just not seeing any lava. Let's put that one back on live, and we'll make that screen smaller. We'll go to the next shot here. I don't know if that camera's working yet. Just going to try it. That is Messiah. No, still the old picture from the 12th. We'll leave that be. This one is from today, though. This is from Rincon de la Vieja in Costa Rica, and it's a jungle out there. Yeah, we can't see a heck of a lot. There's just too much cloud in there. And let's go over a little further south down to Chile, and there we have our Lascar, as well as Laguna del Mole and Villarrica. So on this one here, you can definitely see some off-gassing from Lascar early this morning, well, at 10 a.m.-ish, that kind of thing. So that is very evident there. 9 to 10, that's pretty cool. I'm really not able to see anything at Laguna del Mole or anything over here at Villarrica. And I think what I'll do is because it's daytime and yet we'll try refreshing those, see if anything shows up, but no guarantees. And yeah, it looks like we get the cycle of clouds. Yep, we unfortunately don't get to see the volcano at all. So let's leave that guy be, and it is just about break time again, so let's get you back over to the canned lava. Actually, before we continue with the canned lava, I want to refresh and see if they happen to be back on yet. No, still not. So, all right, back to the canned lava, and we'll do that. Go, lava, go. There we go. And for those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Always helps the channel grow. And hopefully you'll do that and feel that that we've earned that subscription. And on that note, time for me to go do my thing and take a break. Here's some music. I will be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Keep smiling. And like I said, play nice in the lava. Just because there's not so much coming out doesn't mean it's not hot. So careful. I'll be back. And there we go. The microphone is back on. And Henry, that sounds like you had a heck of an operation going on there, delinting the dryer vent area and it being compacted. You know, you could have done that a lot quicker with a flamethrower, but okay, who's to say? Anyway, I'm glad your clothes will dry faster. Thank you for the welcome backs, Kevin Haynes and Albert Girl and Sue and our wonderful King Colin. Welcome back, Dr. Fox, dog sitting and a stream, and what a nice, awesome. And thanks, Sasha and Ariane, and let's see. J-Cell is here as well. Maybe I should have checked someone. Oh, you better check. You might have bunnies battling in there you don't want to have in there. And thanks. Okay, let's get back to things though. We had a look at what Mexico and South America was doing. Let's pop on and go over to Make Us Happy with Merapi. Or will Merapi make us happy? I don't know. It's going to be hard to say. Gotta find it first though. And then we'll get over there. Let's try that page. And that works. Alright, 4:39 a.m. I don't have a pink clothes on Mars. Uh-oh. Super fine pink lint went everywhere. It was a big mess. A pink lint, huh? Interesting. Anyway, view at Merapi, obviously not very good. You can see for yourself. Not a happy place to be. I don't think Merapi is going to make us happy. I'm going through, just scanning through here. Just doesn't look like it's happening. If there was any lava, we weren't able to see it, and it must have been an alien ship or something up here lighting things up. If there was lava, obviously it's so cloudy there that we could not see anything. This was earlier as well from 31, and just not good visibility, and this goes all the way back, and that's the entire day. So last 12 hours, no go. So Merapi did not make us happy. We'll leave Merapi be. They can have their commercial. We'll go to our next shot, and that should be cloudy. Anyway, that is Mount Ruapehu in New Zealand, and I don't know what it's doing. It looks like it's too darn cloudy there too. If we back up a little bit, we see a little bit more of the mountain, but it is back behind there. Trust me, nobody's moved it, and I don't think we can see it very well from up close. There it is from a distance. Oh, why did that change? There it is much earlier in the day, and that looks pretty cool. So there you go. Has a big cloud over top of it. Ominous sight. Anyway, there it is, and that's what we got. Let's see, that cloud, did that dissipate? Yeah, it kind of did. I don't know if that's coming up there. Ooh, what's that weirding? What's back that? Oh, that's a spider web. Never mind. I was trying to figure that out. It's a spider web in front of the camera, and we see the light reflecting and bouncing around here. I get those here too. So, yeah, they're not weird aliens or anything, and just spider webs. Let's leave that one be. It's not that great of a picture today, but hey, at least we can see a part of it. And let's go here. We'll go to the next one. We'll let that one play. I'm sure we've got a full-fledged flea market happening. Hang on. Artesian fleas. Yep, they are. They're selling the artesian fleas over here in these tents. You can get them. It's kind of windy there. So you got to make sure you give your fleas some wind protection, and that is pretty cool. The lake, of course, is the caldera for Taupo. It's a huge, huge caldera. And of course, we cannot see Mount Ruapehu in the background here, but it is there. I'm sure nobody's moved it. Anyway, that is what the view looks like there. That's not that bad, so we'll carry on with our next stuff. And yeah, you can go get your artesian fleas there. Anyway, let's put this back to where I can find it later. And now let's see if we can get to our next volcano, and that'll be Semeru. And I think that one too is experiencing the same thing. Bad weather. Why do they always have bad weather? We want to see the volcano, never mind the bad weather. Okay, I don't even know where they're showing. It looks like they're shining a light down into the valley here. That they may be expecting a flooding because of that rain. And that's what they're looking for. Don't know what's going on there, but that's what they've got. Getting back further in time, that's 2203 yesterday. It really is not telling us a heck of a lot. Looks like some weird pulses in here, though. Kind of odd to see those. If we go back, let's see if we go back all the way. Where did they change it? Somewhere right around here. Nothing visible in the background at all, so a no-go. And there we go. Yep, they were looking at the creek or a stream bed there to see if any lahars were coming down, and that can happen once they get rain, and that rain mixes with, of course, the ash and other stuff, and it'll come down there like no tomorrow. It's really something you don't want to be experiencing. At least it's not a pyroclastic material. It'll be cooled down by the time it gets down here, but still, it'll be a mud bath if you get in the way. Anyway, let's leave that one be. We'll go over to our next one, and that is Lava TV Cabs. I'm going to see if he's on live right now. Nope, streamed 7 hours ago. Let's have a look at that one. And we'll wait till the YouTube premium ad goes away. There he is. Alright, that's him setting things up. I don't know if he had any good visibility. We'll see in a second or two. I don't see, well, you do see it actually, just a little bit there. And that might be a glare from something else. I don't know. Let's zoom ahead a little bit, see if we can spot it. I don't see it there at all. It looks like maybe right there, yeah, and there it is. A little bit of lava flow, nothing crazy, nothing that's going to make us go ooh or ah. And let's see if we go ahead a little bit further here. Still nothing. And let's see here. Still nothing. And I want to see near the end of his stream if he had anything going. And there was a little bit more there near the end of the stream. He only streamed for 2 hours and 18 minutes, so limited time, I guess, with the cloud being what it is there, not so good. So we'll leave that be. Let's, we got lots of time. Let's go over to our next place of fun and joy. And where the heck is that guy, and why is that all gray? Okay, let's go over to a Yellowstone National Park and see what Yellowstone is like today. And there is Yellowstone, and we are looking across some of the geysers that really aren't doing too much, and of course the geyser fields there. There are over 500 active geysers. Where are the bison? That is a good question. They are probably over by Old Faithful mauling people, like they like to do. No? Quit weather. Quit weather? Oh, very calm. Okay, quit weather. Anyway, that is what it looks like there for those who wish to bring up. You can type in a yellow stone, something like that, and it'll bring up the link for this page, of course, embedded video, and you're welcome to bookmark that site. Lots of neat stuff. Any luck finding those things, Sharon? Oh, Sharon was looking. Or people harassing a bison. Sasha, the last time they had people harassing bison, the bison won. Okay, and the people didn't. Pretty neat though. Knitting tools. What do you need for knitting? You need knitting needles, a couple of them, or are those crochet needles or something? What is it? Hook 1, pearl 2? I have no idea. Bead loom. Okay, bead loom. All right, bedlam or bead loom. We'll leave that there. Let's go to our next volcanoes. Jona from Iceland is here. Jona, welcome. And good to have you on board. And I didn't even see you sneak in here, wherever you are. I don't see you. Where is Jona? Okay, I don't see her for some reason. Unless she got really quiet on us. Oh, there she is, saying hi, lava friends. Okay, I got it. Welcome, Jona. Good to have you on board from very wet Iceland. Yep, she's there. Tourists are singing in what I forgot the bison, and the bison won. Oh, there you go. All right, let's leave that bad humor be, and we're going to go over to our next ones. And that'll be, probably in Japan. And of course, we're going to start it out with no ice cream boat. All right, let's go over there. Unfortunately, no ice cream boat. But we could probably steal this guy's boat and go get some. And we'll have to do that maybe. Anyway, there is our wonderful Sakurajima down by Kagoshima in Japan, southern end, and that is what we're seeing. Let's go over to the other one here and see if that'll show up. Why are they doing commercials? Let's make them all bigger and see if they'll plunk in commercials on all of them. No? Just that one. Okay. Let's skip that ad and we can see it. All right, so again, a lenticular cloud trying to build there, or it may be dissipating by that time. Looks pretty awesome. Going back just a little bit, I wanted to see that cloud. It's still hanging in there, but if we go back a couple of hours here, I don't think there was much left of it. Nope, and the sky is kind of different looking with lower clouds. Until the sun heated things up and made everything rise. This is kind of odd looking. Is that glow from lava, or is that actually from the sunlight hitting it? If we go back a little further in time, let's see. Well, I don't see any glow in that shot. If we go back another half hour, no glow there. And we'll go back to the 6 hour mark roughly. No glow there. 8 hours ago. Do we see anything? No, we have a glow of light there that's not helping us see. And no, nothing. So, not able to see what's going on there during the night, but that is what it's doing right now. That is live. Let's go to the close-up cam and that's the crater cam, as they call it. You can see that wonderful um, lenticular cloud and the billowing, of course, of the clouds or steam coming out of there. Steam as well as SO2 and other stuff. That's a pretty cool shot. So if you're looking at that cloud, you can see it kind of bubbling up or boiling up. And those little things flying by, those are dragonflies. And they're a lot closer to the camera. Unless they're like 20 feet in wingspan, then they're a little further away. But I think they're only about 2 or 3 inches away. I have no idea. Anyway, that looks pretty awesome, and that is kind of just bubbling and spreading out of there. That is pretty awesome to see. So cool. We'll leave that guy be, and we'll go to our next one. And this one, of course, is ASO. And with the sun sitting where it is impossible to see what we've got coming from the vent. We'll see if we can go back a little bit to see what it looked like here. And of course, with the cloud in there, we can't see a heck of a lot either, unfortunately. And we didn't have a lot of daylight. So they too had rain, unfortunately, and not much we can do. And nighttime, we don't see anything there at all. Let's leave that guy be. Let's go over to Asama. Asama, about 100 kilometers to the west of Tokyo, and they too may have had some cloud issues. And let's see, this is going back to 3:41 a.m. We can see a plume in there, but it's not the greatest because of the clouds. Here we go back a bunch of hours, and that is to 16 minutes after midnight. And again, hard to decipher if that is actually from the volcano or just the extra cloud moving through here. But it kind of looks like it could be. And going back even further, just more clouds, so we'll leave that one be. Make it smaller. Make sure I got all the other ones back to their little sizes. And the ice cream boat still has not arrived. Pixelated. Why is it pixelated? And did we have pixies in there? Sasha, you might want to set up your thing at 1080p, please. That's what we're at. All right. Let's see. Are we close to a break? Not yet. Let's see what else. We can go over to our wonderful Mount Etna. We haven't been there for a little bit, so let's get to why is this thing changing the scenes again? I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. It's playing musical boxes with my scenes. No, 1 2 3 1. This has got me going. All right, I want seed 1. Which one are you putting me on? That's not scene 1. What is it? This one. That's a... Oh, wow. Okay. There we go. All right. 1 is now in the right spot, but in the wrong order. I hate when this thing does that. Anyway, there we go. Okay, so Mount Etna, obviously 2356 there right now. We're not going to see it. We have to back up a little bit. 4.5 hours ago, roughly, was a little rough looking. Let's see if we can improve that just a tad, and go back a little bit more. And we can see that there was some cloud / smoke sitting on top of the mountain at 5:40 p.m. Definitely some cloud work in there, and very, very difficult to see what's going on. So again, suffering from the same cloud problem that we always do. And let's leave that one be. Let's go to the next one here. And we'll probably have to back that one up. I don't know if they were even looking at the volcano today. And there we go. A little bit of a view. And there you can definitely see some off-gassing from that southeast vent. and if we keep it going there, it did look like it was kind of brownish gray in there a little bit, so likely high in SO2, and that would be what causes your sky to turn pink, just like that. No, not like that. That's the filter in the camera that does that. Anyway, we'll leave that be. And that is our wonderful Mount Etna. I'm going to put that one back on live. It's completely pinked out, so not sure what they've done with it. And the other one is small, good. And we'll take a look here and see what our tremor activity is doing. And looking at our line, it has a drop below the line and is kind of just dancing right on top of it. I'm hoping that we're going to see more increase than drop, but you never know, and we'll see what happens in the future. So that line there, if it's above the line, that could be eruptive. If it's below, it's a no-go. Anyway, let's put that one back here. I'm going to put you back on that lovely canned lava for now, and let me get you back on there and get that moving. And we'll leave that on. I'm going to go for a break. So if we have some people in here that haven't yet hit that like button, consider hitting the like. Also, if you feel, if you haven't subscribed yet and you feel that we've earned it, please do hit that subscribe button. That'd be awesome. Help us grow the channel. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I will be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. And thank you for bobbing earlier, and thanks, Bob, as well. Awesome. Okay, here's some music, and I'll be back. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Henry. Made corned beef. And thanks, Alba Girl. Rye, bakery rye bread. Oh, you're just trying to make me hungry there, Grandma B. Thanks, Ariane, as well as Susie, welcome, and mustard. Okay, on there. All right, Grandma B. Email me one of those. And thanks, J-Cell, and I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000, from Sharon Stewart. So that's all cool. And that one actually came out fairly smooth, and not too many breaks in that voice. All right, I'm getting better. I'll tell you, it's going to be a couple of years. I get a singing practice. Oh, self-taught, sort of. Smooth, yeah, and I like smooth. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, just ask Perfectibility 999. He knows all about that. And what Mars says, the waves are picking up giant rocks that were dropped off by the coast of Iceland by ice age glaciers 10,000 years ago, and throwing them into the middle of the road in Halifax. Near Halifax. Well, what's wrong with that? Everybody wants some rocks, don't they? Take it home as a pet rock. You'll have an antique 10,000 years ago, huh? That could be. You could have a rock that is 40 or 4 billion years old. Just think. That'd be the oldest thing you could find. That'd be pretty awesome, eh? Everybody needs a pet rock, one that is old. You need really, really old ones. Aren't they all? Well, yeah, pretty much there, Grandma B. But some are dated even older. And actually, there was who had, I can't remember who it was, that actually had the meteorite, and it was a fair-sized meteorite, and they dated the thing with radioactive dating, and they found out that it was actually 4.5 billion years old. So it was like bits and pieces of, the solar system when it was just coming together. Those rocks are the size of Teslas. That's a big pet rock. Well, then you better get it a garage. There on Mars. No worries. Middle of the road beats middle of the living room. Oh, come on. You want to have that rock in the middle of the living room as a showpiece. And wouldn't that be nice? And you can use it as a table or something. Anyway, let's continue on. We've gone through all our volcanoes. But we didn't do a volcano report as of yet, so we're going to have to do that now. And unfortunately, I just looked at it, and it's humongous. I don't know where Sue finds all these things, but it's humongous. Anyway, let's go through it. Late Friday's volcanic activity, 9 volcanoes. Starting out with Santiaguito in Guatemala, intermittent to occasional volcanic ash emissions to 15,000 feet or 4,600 meters, reported at 1930. Kilauea report, well, we already looked at that from 2007 yesterday. And then Fuego in Guatemala, possible volcanic ash emissions reported at 2015. Nevado del Ruiz in Colombia, volcanic ash emissions to 21,000 feet, 6,400 meters, reported at 2130. Next is Reventador in Ecuador, volcanic ash emissions to 14,000 feet, 4,300 meters, reported at 2145. Ibico, Paramashir Island, Coral Islands in Russia. Eruption 2, 10,000 feet or 3,000 meters at 2,200. Popocatépetl, central Mexico. Discrete volcanic ash emissions 2, 25,000 feet, 7,600 meters, reported at 2215. Semeru, East Java, Indonesia, and that's a volcanic ash too, 14,000 feet, even though we can't see it, and 4,300 meters, and that happened at 2330. And Mayon, Luzon Island in the Philippines, eruption, volcanic ash, a cloud, unknown height, reported at 2345 last night. Going into today's volcanoes, we have 11, and that is quite a number. So Saturday's volcanic activity, 11 volcanoes. Ubanas in Peru, sporadic emissions to 24,000 feet, 7,300 meters, reported 15 minutes after midnight. And then no volcanic ash detected, reported at 12:30 today. And Sangay in Ecuador, occasional volcanic ash to 20,000 feet, 6,100 meters, reported at 15 minutes after midnight. And volcanic ash not recently observed, reported at 11:45. Dakono, Halmahera Island, Indonesia, continues volcanic ash emissions to 7,000 feet, 2,100 meters, reported at 1 a.m. Sabancaya in Peru, continuous ash emissions to 25,000 feet, 7,600 meters, reported at 1:45 a.m. Intermittent puffs of volcanic ash to 27,000 feet, or 8,200 meters, reported at 11:45. And Shishaldin, Aleutian Islands, Alaska, eruption to 42,000 feet and 12,800 meters, if you want to call it that way. From 12:15, we did see that separate report, and we don't see anything else being reported from there right now. All right, Fuego in Guatemala, continuing volcanic ash to 17,000 feet, 5,200 meters, reported at 5:30 this morning. Mayon, Luzon Islands, Philippines, eruption of volcanic ash, a cloud, unknown height, reported at 7 a.m. Popocatépetl, central Mexico, possible volcanic ash emissions to 25,000 feet, 7,600 meters, reported at 7 a.m. And Nevado del Ruiz in Colombia, possible volcanic ash emissions to 21,000 feet, 6,400 meters, reported at 7:45 this morning. Reventador in Ecuador, possible volcanic ash emissions to 14,000 feet or 4,300 meters, reported at 9:30. And Santiaguito in Guatemala in there again, discrete volcanic ash emissions to 15,000 feet, 4,600 meters, and reported at 1,300. And we already had a look at the other two reports there from our wonderful Shishaldin, as well as what was the other one? Well, we looked at both of them anyway. I'm trying to see it. Yeah, the Kilauea and Shishaldin one. So all good. Thank you, Sue, for that wonderful report. That is awesome. And who's leaving? Ariane is leaving. Good night to you. All the best. And let's see if we can carry on here. We got about 10 minutes. We should be able to do earthquakes, our weather, and sports. No, earthquakes is coming up. Earthquakes. We'll get to weather and sports later. Earthquakes first. And let's make sure we got earthquakes on the earthquake map. I was afraid of that. I was wondering why that was like that. That is weird. And I need to fix that. Because that is not our earthquake map. Why? Why? It's those gremlins have been playing again. And I hate when they do that. They mess up things. I don't know why. But anyway, we'll get our earthquake map back on the screen. There we go. And we'll remove the other stuff that was there. Looking at what we've got, so You know, we're way down in numbers. We're about 500 earthquakes per 7 days low. Okay, so this planet really has calmed down a bunch. So, like typically, we have about 2,250 earthquakes on average in 7 days, and right now we're seeing 1,756. So we're about 500 low. We need some more tectonic activity. Keep things rumbling. Anyway, let's start out here in the Kamchatka Peninsula. We do see this one, and that is a 4.4 from a 956, 188.7 kilometers down for that guy. And that is right on top of one of our volcanoes there, by the looks of it. No, maybe not quite. It's close, it's close. It's in between a bunch, so and we'll see what happens out of that. Maybe more eruptive activity. Looking at the Aleutian Islands, everything is relatively quiet. Don't see too much. We see a bigger spawn up here at 3.2 near the Arctic village. Okay, and that is good. What an original name. Yesterday's at 2213, 400 meters down. And let's carry on and go down the coast. I'm not seeing anything large that can be of concern till we get down here to Mexico. And 4.2 from 3:57 a.m., 10 kilometers down for that guy. And then we get down over here into Colombia, 4.9 from 7:29, and that was 154.9 kilometers down. Sliding down the coast a little bit more, we get into, well, is that Chile? I could be Chile. 4.5, and it looks chilly there. 16:31 yesterday, 220.4 kilometers down for that quake. And we see more rumblings here, and that is interesting. We're going to see more SO2 coming from there. Going down here into the South Sandwich Islands, another one right near our wonderful Michael volcano, 5.0 in South Sandwich Islands from 11:31, 25.6 kilometers down. And Michael volcano is this one here, so not too far away. They can make some noise. Awesome. And looking at what we got out in the Pacific, nothing until we get over here. We take a look at New Zealand, nothing registered there. Kermadec Ridge, Kermadec Island region, 5.0 from 20:01 yesterday, 10 kilometers down. And the other one here is south of Tonga. I think we've seen that. That's also yesterday's 5.0 from 17:06. Nothing over here in Fiji, and they get a free ride today. Looks pretty good in New Caledonia. Top end of Vanuatu, a 4.7 from 14:53. And that is 225.5 kilometers down. Solomon area, pretty good there. This one over here in Papua New Guinea, and that is 4.9 from 2:39 a.m., 10 kilometers down for that guy. Moving over a bit, and this is East Indonesia, a 5.0. And that is 92 kilometers northeast, east-northeast of Fef, Indonesia. I don't know. Is that Fef or Fif? Can somebody tell me? I've never been there. Anyway, I'm looking over here beside Sumatra, not too far away from Krakatau. We have this 4.8. And that's yesterday's at 1929, 29.3 kilometers down. And there is our Krakatau over here. So a little ways away. I think some of these other ones are much closer. So they may not affect it at all, that quake. And let's continue going. We got Fef. And now we have this one. 4.9, and that's Saharagani in the Philippines. 4:04 a.m., 10.3 kilometers down for that guy. Not too big, but not too small. And looking at Taiwan, nothing. Japan, nothing. All good. and not till we get up here in the Coral Islands, a 4.5 from a 1228, 35 kilometers down for that. We already got the other one on the Kamchatka Peninsula. What is this one? This one is Mid-Indian Ridge, a 5.1 from 747, 10 kilometers down for that. Interesting to see that there. That means we'll likely see some movement up here soon. And we'll keep going and looking at what we've got here over in Greece area, a 4.1 Hydra Greece, if I said it right, and that's from a 1657 yesterday, 20.9 kilometers down for that guy. Then we've got one up here in Romania again, 3.8 from 16 minutes after midnight, 137.6 kilometers down for that guy. And don't see anything else in the other places. Let's have a quick peek at Hawaii and see if we have anything new shaking there, since we don't have a lot of activity going on. Pahala region, we'll do that one first. Everything is usually between 26 and 37 kilometers down, so we'll just go through times. And this one is a 2.0 from 7:30. This one 2.2 from 12:17. 2.3 from 10:10. And this guy is a 2.4 from yesterday at 2019. This one is a 1.7 from yesterday at 1911. And this one is a 2.0 from 5:19 a.m. And this one is a 2.0 from 6:42 a.m. And the last one here in the Pahala area is that guy, and that is a 1.8, and that is from 50 minutes after midnight. And the only other one that we see on this map is actually kind of on the side of Mauna Loa, and I think that is part of the dip here. And we go there, and it's a 2.1. It's a 1.3 kilometers down, or sorry, 1:30 this morning, not 1.3 kilometers down. 1:30 this morning, 6.8 kilometers below sea level there. So 2.1 in magnitude. Nothing at Kilauea at all. That is very disappointing. We need more lava. Anyone that needs lava, please let me know. We need to tell the lava workers to get back to it, and hopefully they will, and that should be good. Bean Lurking Sue just got back from my walk. Oh, Tom, good to hear that Pepper took you out for a walk. You needed that exercise, and by the way, I got your 4-minute message there. Thank you. And that's all good for our earthquakes for today. And what we'll do is we'll save our wonderful stuff for the SO2 report for after the break. For right now, though, I do want to kind of just double check. Why is that so fuzzy looking? Anyway, let's go back here for a second. I want to see if they've come back on with the live stream. And no, they haven't. So no live stream from those guys from the USGS. We'll go back here. Actually, is that the right spot? Yep, it is. Okay, so unless they're now only on Twitter/X, I have no idea. Anyway, it is a time for me to go take another break, ladies and gentlemen, so I shall do that. I just want to make sure we've got a little bit of lava there yet. And yeah, we still have, it looks like about, okay, where are we here? About 30 minutes of lava left, so that is pretty good. Twitter is the worst. I don't twit or tweet or do any of those things, and I'll leave it as that. I'll leave this on here for right now, and throw some music on for those good people who are here. If you have not yet, hit that like button, give it a quick bump, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're sitting there watching from the outside and peeking in, If you feel that we've earned it, please do hit that subscribe button. That'd be awesome. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. Going to go take a break. I'll be back in a few minutes, and then we'll go after our SO2 thing. I don't Twitter or TikTok, or TikTok, tweeting. No tweeting, AJ Cell. All right, I'll be back. And there we go, that microphone's back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Mars 2028 and Sue and Walnut Valley Festival. Speaking of walnuts, I just got some walnuts for the squirrels. Thank you for the welcome back there, Kevin Haynes. And everyone else, awesome. Anyway, it is time to go take a look at our SO2 map and see what we've got cooking around the world. And I think today is a little better than yesterday, maybe. I hope. So let's go over there and have a look. I'm going to stop the canned lava right there. And, where... okay, where did it put my thing? Oh boy. It has got me all messed up now. Why is that not going there? I want a 3. A 4 should be here. Okay. I'm trying to sort my scenes. It keeps putting my scenes back into different places. And now I've got a scene of 4 in 2 places, and this is not working. A scene of 4. What happened to 5? Yeah. Ah, boy. Okay, something is gone a wacko with my software. It's not loving me. It's not... oh, there it goes. Okay, I've got those in the right spots. Let's see what a 3 is now. Let's see if it'll actually switch to 3. Okay, 3 is the right one. Boy, Sharon Stewart says, I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. But we won't tell her that I said that. Let's get over here to there and get another new screen capture and try to fix this up. I have no idea why my software is being wonky. I thought we fixed everything yesterday, but I guess not. And let's see if we can get that the size just right. And there we go. All right, we have an SO2 map on the screen. That'll work for us. And I've got my scenes in order again for some reason, which is really awesome. Okay, so looking at what we've got, we'll start out here. There's Alaska and, of course, the Kamchatka Peninsula. We've got a multitude of the Alaskan volcanoes continuing to create their little plumes of SO2. And you can see most of it is getting concentrated and flowing back over here into the Bering Sea. So we'll have Shivlish up on the top, as well as, who is it, Glayashevskoy, Bezimiani, and let's see, Kermibsky, and Ibiko down here. What is it? Murnam down here. Is it Murnam? No, hang on. What is this one called? I can't remember what the name is. Darn it. Anyway, the one down here, the one we seen yesterday. Maybe Sue can remember. I have no idea. Oh, my power is flicking. I might go poof and vanish. No power, no internet. Uh-oh. Mutnovsky. Thank you, Sue. Mutnovsky is down here. And that's what's going on there. I thought we'd see more of an SO2 plume coming from this area, from Shishaldin, but I guess not. So Shishaldin is throwing stuff out, but not as badly. And we do still see SO2 plumes from up in the north here, and that is residual stuff from other places. And not so bad in portions of Alaska, Yukon, and Northwest Territories. Looks like the smoke is getting back in there a little bit. British Columbia, Alberta, almost normal, and Saskatchewan looking almost normal as well. A little heavier in Manitoba. We do have some rain or some kind of a system here in Ontario, Northern Ontario, helping clear out some of that SO2, which is really needed. And we see that pluming all the way across the tip of Labrador, as well as going through most of Quebec. Up north here, still a very heavy Baffin Island area, and further north and over top of northern portions of Greenland. Looking at what we've got, though, we can see where that big storm is, and that is Lee sitting there. And of course, that is washing all the SO2 out. At least you got clean air, Sue. That is the important part. Anyway, we do see heavier levels still up on the most of the northeast and the eastern coast of the U.S. And then we get over to, well, looks like the edges are all full of SO2. Looking at Hawaii, we still see everything that has been produced by our wonderful Kilauea's eruption there, and it is still sitting out there. We're needing some rain desperately to wash that out of the air. Sliding down into Mexico, we see Popocatépetl and Mexico City combining and throwing out a lot more SO2, and a lot of this remnant stuff that's coming back out and going in here, that is from Mexico. Looking at the Central America and Colombia, most of that is going into the Pacific from what we see, and that is okay for there. Nothing from the Galapagos, and looking at us, Sabancaya would be in this area here doing its thing, and then of course we see Chile has got pretty much its normal SO2 levels. This residual stuff here from the other side got blown right across, so now into the Atlantic, and not so bad in Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo areas. And remember what we said about the earthquakes here? Well, that's about where that earthquake was. So funny seeing a plume there. Anyway, we'll continue on. Funny also seeing more plumes here, and that really kind of makes a guy wonder, where is this SO2 coming from? We know White Isle volcano does not produce that much SO2, so definitely something to ponder. Same thing goes for all this SO2 down here, and it's got to come from somewhere, you guys. And if we follow that over, that almost looks like it's heaviest here, but because of the wind currents, where's it actually coming from? Anyway, not bad in Melbourne by the refinery, not so bad there for Sydney. They're doing their thing with the coking plants. Moving up a little bit, up here is Tofua and Tonga, and that looks pretty normal. Vanuatu, we've got Agawa and Eoba up here doing their thing, Yasur down on the bottom, and this is continuing from our wonderful Papua New Guinea area, and I am curious. I got to take a look and see what volcanoes are right here. So let's educate ourselves. Let's go over here for a second and see what volcanoes are right there. And that would be right in here, this area. What is this one? Ah, Ulaun. Ulaun. Ulaun is the bad guy. Okay, that makes sense. This other one over here is Bagana. That's further away from that plume. So that is pretty cool. Let's go back. Oh, hang on. We'll just show you that for a second. So yeah, Ulaun right there. And over here, that's Bagana. And the other one here is Langila. So that is the one that's throwing it out. What's the other one over here? Kavachi. Okay. Well, Kavachi is a yellow, but we know these three are fairly active, and Ulaun is likely the culprit that has produced all that SO2 right there. And let me get back on that map. So there we go. Now we know the source of it. And then we see Luotalak still doing its thing. Semaru, right in that area. Merapi is kind of all spread out with its SO2. Not that heavy here today from Jakarta over to Krakatau, and unfortunately I'm not sure who's putting off more SO2, but it could be the volcano, but then again it might be Jakarta as well. Lots of SO2 from a very dense population. And then we have Kerinci and Marapi, not Merapi, but Marapi, doing that. And of course, Cinnabon being up here doing its thing. And we don't see anything else further up. Ibu and Dakono on Halmahera Island doing their thing over here, continuing and non-stop. And we see there's a Mayon right there, and that is what's creating that plume. And we know our wonderful Taal is off-gassing, so seeing a lot of SO2 from it, but we all again have very dense population there, so it could be a population oriented as well. And here we see Taiwan's got a very heavy level of SO2, and I am curious about this. What is causing this? We may know about that one from yesterday. What was it called? Fuku something, Obi-Wan Kenobi. No, I can't remember. Darn it! I'm bad with those names. And Suwanosejima. I'm making that a little plume. And then, of course, Sakurajima is affecting this area right here with heavy stuff. Obi-Wan Kenobi, yes, that's the one. ASO is right there, and we see the off-gassing from ASO quite a bit in there. So all good. And looking at Tokyo, there's Tokyo's mess. Tokyo, of course, lots of SO2 there, but this up here, that is from Asama, and that is where that's coming from, Asama-san. And yeah, this was Fuku something. I don't recall the name. Darn it! I have to go look and refer back to the map. Let me just get it for you, and I'll figure it out. I'm bad with names. Where is it? Fuku Tuku Okanoba. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Fuku Toku Okanoba. I don't know if that's the one. The other one that's over there that is active is what is it? Nishino Shima is the other one that is considered active, and there that's actually a red. So pretty cool, and that would be somewhere around here in this area. The other one would be down here. So we may have two active volcanoes in that area. I'm not on my phone, which brings it up. Okay, no worries, Sue. It's all good. And let me see if I can get back on my proper map here. Zoom back out and look at the northern part. So we went through all of that, and I get back up to the Kuril Islands, and that is okay there. China looks pretty normal. Shanghai very heavy with SO2. Hong Kong not so bad. Northern parts of India still at very high levels. And not so bad in Sri Lanka, sliding back down here to South Africa. The gold smelting still going on there. And Democratic Republic of the Congo has, it's got a couple. It's a Goma 1 and 2 over there. That's a Niagara, no, what is it? Oh boy, and now I messed it up. Niagara, no, what is it? Niagara, oh boy, forget it, I forgot. I'm having a bad memory day. Nyiragongo and Nyamurangara. There we go. I got it. I spit it out. There. Excellent. And again, we can't tell what RTVE is doing because of all the other pollution, too heavy over top of it. We see the pollution from the oil refineries, of course, in Saudi Arabia, as well as up here in Iraq, and possibly some in Iran, as well as over here in Cairo, Beirut, and they all have some oil refineries, some bigger, some smaller. It happens. Yeah, Niragongo. Yeah, we got that, and Nyamuragera. We got it. It's all good. Anyway, looks like little lighter levels there in Kos and that area for Piggy. Also not so bad there in Turkey, but still getting a fair amount of SO2, as well as still seeing SO2 pluming off of Mount Etna, nowhere near as bad as it was. And same thing goes for Stromboli over here. And that is about it for our SO2 map, other than when we go out here and zoom out a little bit, we see all kinds of SO2 coming across the Azores and hitting even as far south as La Palma, and we got a circulation right here at Portugal, getting into Spain a little bit, and of course just scratching on Ireland. Looks like Scotland is getting a fair amount. And then, of course, bottom end of England here, as well as going through Holland has got lower levels, but out in the water, North Sea area, getting pretty bad as far as going through Denmark and Sweden and through Finland. And, you know, for clean countries, they are getting more SO2 from the outside than ever before. And looking at Iceland, here's a big weather circulation that is going to drive Yvonne Kunkel's vacation there nuts. Well, it's not a vacation, it's a working scenario, but this is going to take 2 or 3 days to move over and get away from Iceland. And once it does, then of course this other circulation is going to come up and over, and guess where it's going to go? Right to Iceland. So Lee will come and visit Iceland. How about that, sports fans? That is pretty nasty. Anyway, looking at the northern areas here, lots of SO2. Hopefully we'll get some rain there. And looking at the Antarctic area, we do see this plume going all the way across. So not good for those guys, and hopefully things will lighten up. We don't like those heavy SO2 clouds, and it's not good for us. I stopped using my phone. Okay, David. I bet you haven't talked to anyone then if you stopped using your iPhone. All right. That's it for our SO2 report for today, ladies and gentlemen. And all good. Excess SO2 has been linked to abnormal low ozone levels. However, the actual ozone depletion was less than scientists expected for this amount of SO2. Yeah, it can happen. Anyway, let's put you back over onto our canned lava, and we'll let that run again. I know it's a little bit on the blurry side, but it is what it is. A real quick check though, let's go back over and just see if they maybe have put it back on live. Nope, streamed 15 hours ago. Still, that is all we've got from them, unfortunately. So we are stuck with canned lava for right now. The thing I was thinking about was because we've got some of that canned lava, I may make some time lapses with some of that video. Some of it is good, so we'll try and do that. I used to I used it out hunting in the fall. The cold is not kind to batteries. Cold is never kind to batteries. SO2 affects the ozone layer both positively and negatively. SO2 depletes the ozone layer by reducing the solar flux in absorbs. Solar flux, yeah, solar flux, it absorbs. All right, pretty cool. No, and Mars, I wasn't aware that they had a flooding in Libya, and we will give them a moment of silence for those good people. I didn't know that there were so many casualties from that, and that is not a good thing. So, yeah, we hope everyone there can find those people that are still missing, and hopefully they'll all be alive. So, yeah, everyone take a minute and just think about that for a second. 20,000 people are lost due to flooding. Anyway, I'll wrap up the stream for today, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you everyone for being here. And still, 10,000 people missing in Libya. That is just horrible that we have that many people and that kind of flooding there. Libya is a desert for the most part. To see that kind of activity there, I guess they're just not ready for floods. It is hard. It's horrible. It's hard to deal with. So, yeah, still 10,000 people missing. That is a huge deluge of water going through there for those good people. Anyway, time to the full story of how bad it was. It only came out yesterday. Okay, well, I'm assuming that it's difficult to get messages out of there. Anyway, we'll wrap up the stream for today, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you everyone for being here. A big thank you to our moderators, Arizona Snowman and Piggy and Sue and CND Boy and Yvonne Kunkel, as well as Siggy and Gary 24/7 Live, It's Skies, Lucas Snow, Joseph Fields, Texas, and Mona Lisa Smiles, and I've got everyone there, and maybe some other mods. 2 dams broke with the rain from the system called Danielle. Fractures not maintained, infrastructure not maintained properly. That does not surprise me. Does not surprise me. Thanks, Sue, for that little info. And big thank you to our super chatters of today, and that was Piggy with her £2 super chat, and Mars 2028 with his $2 super chat. Thank you very kindly for that. Appreciate it. And on those friendly notes, of course, I wanted to add that if USGS gets their live cam back on Kilauea, if it is still erupting, I will be happy to get back on there and try to stream it, and we'll see. But if they don't get it back up there, we'll see what happens. Grandma B, thank you for that $2 super chat. Appreciate it, Grandma B. Grandma B, and throw that $2 super chat in there. Awesome. Thank you very kindly. And thanks everyone for being here today. And please remember, tomorrow VolcanoX will be back in our regular afternoon hours, and that is a Sunday tomorrow, so all good, and we'll be able to go over and see what we've got. So hopefully Kilauea will be back up and running, and that would be nice. All right, everyone, take care. Have a wonderful Saturday evening, what's left of it for some of you, and hopefully you'll have a wonderful day tomorrow as well. and hope that everything gets better for everyone. And Sue, I'm hoping that you don't have any storm damage there from that stuff coming through. Hopefully it will pass and get by you there. On those notes, please, everyone, take care of yourselves. And what I always add at the end of the stream, please, please, tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. You've been watching VolcanoX live stream. We'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, good night, and oink oink! Bye.